Welcome back to this episode of Chasing Destiny, where I, Richie Skye,
New show
I
name, new show name.
I hunt Destiny down for a conversation.
Oh my
I feel
gosh.
like
Don't
it's
do
been,
it like that, Reggie.
but it's been a year or
Oh
more.
wow.
It's been a while.
Really?
Yes. Can I
You
tell the people?
know,
Can I tell the people something about you though?
uh-oh.
Oh, I
Maybe.
no, I'm gonna tell them something because I feel like they need to understand it. So, y'all, Destiny, ever since my dad died, you have been a person that has like just religiously text messages, just kept like, I don't know. It was just for me, it just meant a lot that somebody noticed and knew to just send a text message, even if it was just like a quote or something like that. Like I really, really appreciated that. So, you know, and I also sometimes I never would like to really ask people to do a lot of interviews because I feel like, sometimes the relationship alone is just good enough for me. And I don't really feel like I never want people to feel like, well, I just want to have a relationship with you to interview you. That's not it. Some relationships just form naturally. And I'm just going to establish that right off the bat because I like to be transparent over here about that. So I just want to say thank you publicly for that because it meant a lot to me. And it means a lot to me.
Oh, you're welcome. I have my group chat, even though you're not in a group that comes to my heart, and I just want to send something too. So it helps me too. I'm doing my part with spreading the gospel
Yeah,
and
yeah.
lifting people up.
But I also wanted to let people know that the type of person that you are behind the scenes, because I think that also informs how you show up on camera and something that also people should know about you. So it's interesting to see everything play out for you on screen this season and to see certain relationships fall out because it did sadden me as I watched it decline.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know from you, how do you feel now that the season is done compared to how it started?
Well, it's kind of hard because we've had these breaks and in betweens and in between things. So now we're filming a new season. So we're back in a space where things that were happening are being shown and we're filming at the same time. So, but how I felt at the end of the season, if I can recollect correctly, would be this is just what it is, like this is where I am in this particular group and in this particular social experiment and life, like just in general. So yeah, I just took it with a grain of salt and took accountability for the things that I could do and the things that I could do better. And I just stand in my truth.
Was it difficult to showcase a lot of like dating scenarios in this season? Cause
A mess, baby, a mess. It was difficult and it was a fight because it was like, um, I really didn't want to because I am an oxymoron, a private public figure, which is why a lot of people they haven't seen my home because of, just a circumstance that I experienced. And I felt unsafe. And me being the only single member on the cast, it was like, yeah, no, y'all don't even know where I live. Like, y'all don't even know where I live. But um, even with that, like, that's just like, can I keep a little piece to myself? Just a little piece. But then I realized, I am a single woman on a show full of married people. Dating is a part of my life. Um, but y'all didn't really get a chance to see me date. Y'all saw me like talk to people, entertain them for a short period, and really figure out like, yeah, nah, this ain't it.
I mean, I don't know, Destiny. I feel like in terms of like seeing somebody date on a show, I mean, you kind of gave us 3 different types of dates, right?
Uh-huh.
We're not gonna count one because one, I feel like that was, that turned into a whole cyclone with the Moses of it all. So we're gonna leave that way back yonder,
Oh, but see,
right?
that's the thing. I really want people to go back. If you even talk about that, I never even brought that man on the show. Somebody else did.
True,
So let's be fair.
true, true. So, but still, we saw the remnants of that, right?
Yeah, because some
Then,
people want. Yeah, let me be quiet. Uh huh.
okay, I'm just bringing up an example, right? And so then we saw Lance. Okay,
hmm
wait, did you
That
cough?
was my drink. That was my
Oh,
drink. That was really my drink. I promise. That was really my drink. It's really my drink. I promise. Lance, no, I love you, Lance. No, no, no. That was my drink. You so
um,
childish. Richie, stop. Be
um,
good.
I am. Hey, Lance, how you doing? Um, and then we saw Twan. Uh, that turned
You
into a.
consider that dating?
I don't know, y'all. You tell us what you
I
consider.
consider that. I consider that flirting.
Okay,
That was flirting. Heavy flirting.
because the way it was kind of presented, and then it almost felt like a love triangle. I mean,
Yeah.
know. As a
Yeah.
viewer, though.
Definitely. Definitely wasn't that. But people have their perception of the reality that we present. So I'm not here to sway an opinion either way.
And you know why though? Because y'all seemed like y'all had some chemistry.
Absolutely. That's why I said it was a lot of flirting because it was chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then
But
I
then there's
am
reality. Like, how are we compatible? Like, you can find somebody attractive and have chemistry, but there has to be compatibility. And that's what I mean by dating. Like,
got it.
you know what I'm saying?
Like,
Somebody that I'm dating is like a continuous thing. I went on dates, but dating, mm-mm.
but the audience can only go by
What they see.
what we see, and we kind of can only like infer little things like then you and Will, right?
Hmm.
Because while you may not have been, no, I don't know if you were or were not, but while you may not have been dating Will, you went on a double date with Will, right? Is that fair to say?
Yes, that's fair to say. It's fair to
Okay.
say.
Okay. Now, what about the chemistry there, or was there any chemistry there?
I think the chemistry with Will was just I can have a pretty good intellectual conversation. He was funny. But as far as compatibility and desires and like values, and we didn't align in that way.
Okay. Okay. Um, who was more fun to film with?
Um, Will was fun to film with because you
Really?
just never know what you're gonna get. Yeah.
Okay.
Outside of him, like having these scenarios and alternative realities, like some other people, it's like, bro, what are you talking about? He's a fun person. So yeah,
He,
everybody else was just like he's a big guy and he has a big presence, and I love the way he bantered with the other guys. That's why it was
yeah,
fun to watch him and Marcel go at it, like hilarious.
yeah. I enjoy him and Lance on the show for different reasons. I
Yeah,
feel like,
Lance definitely brings some. Lance is interesting too. Lance brings some stuff. Like he'll bring some stuff. Yeah, Lance is just like family though, so I'm used to being around him. So I guess I didn't really think like that.
okay, okay. He to me kind of brings a little bit of mess, but I don't mean that in a bad way. But like
It moves things along and gets you like what? Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah. He
I like that energy for this show at this point in time. Um, Will said something about, and we've had this discussion I think before about this perception that you are aggressive. Uh,
hmm
where did he get that from? Because when had
the
he
crack
seen
of his.
that?
Uh, I was sitting there like, is this man producing? Because what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? I even asked him just to break the fourth wall on camera, like, where'd that come from? Oh, it was just something I thought I should say. Like, I'm like, what? What? Have you ever seen me be that way? So I don't know. Maybe he was watching a show and he saw what people say and he just repeated it because he felt like it was going to be intriguing conversation, or maybe that he would get me to be aggressive with him. I don't know. I really don't understand. But that's how he felt, and or at least that's how he expressed himself. And I met him where I felt like I should in the moment.
Do you so that cuz see I don't like that about when people do that on shows because
I don't either.
for me when I'm watching, I want this to make me feel like this is real. Even if
Hmm.
we know reality TV, there you have to set up a scene, but
There's
whatever
isolated
happens
moments.
next, right?
Hmm.
Whatever happens next should be what's really happening.
The topic of
So
conversation.
exactly. So to say that you are aggressive perpetuates something that has been a narrative for you, right? Now, for me,
Exact conversation that I had with him off camera. Like, what was that? Like, oh, it was, I'm like, well, that's not. I need you to talk about what you see, not what you've heard.
yeah.
So yeah,
And see,
that
I
was a
feel
that
like
was a little annoying.
it was annoying. I can
Yeah,
imagine
very
because
much
I'm
so.
like, you kind of go into a scene and you want to trust the person that you're doing the scene with in those. I feel like I would want to trust that you're going
Outside
to.
of that, when I say that he was the best, the most fun to film with, it was really just watching his banter with the guys because he
Got it.
would give them the business. But as far as him and I, we didn't film together that much, but he always said off the wall stuff. It's like, where did that come from? I
Okay.
think that's just his personality.
Okay. Okay. So then we can maybe chalk it up to him just liking to be unpredictable. We'll leave it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Grace
Um,
given.
do you ever feel like in that spirit, do you ever feel like people are poking at you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Is it because they want you to react as the aggressive Destiny?
I think so. I absolutely think so. I felt like that a lot last season.
Do you think that you worked to do you feel that you worked to do the opposite?
I feel that therapy and God was working to do the opposite. Yeah.
Do
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so then from a
Because
view
Destiny still got Detroit in there. And it's like, Lord, what you say in therapy? In your head, you need to count down. Let's do some breaths. Let's not react. Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
well, I think at a certain point in the season you stop counting.
That's fair. That is an accurate assessment. That is very accurate, Richie.
Okay, so can you assess for me at what point that was?
Sheesh. Oh, the drag race. That was a drag. Oh, I stopped counting at that point. Even though it was a whole moment outside while I was breathing and counting that they did not show.
Wait, you had a
Where I was
moment
out there doing
outside?
my breathing. Oh, I was doing my breathing exercise, waiting on Nell while she was in there eating chicken. I was out there counting, breathing, walking back and forth, and trying to get to a place. So yeah, I definitely use my tools, but I had forgot them before I left.
What was the moment that made you snap in that conversation? I mean, because we saw the preview for it, I think a little bit before we actually got to the moment, right, in the season. And was there a particular, like, did you come into that night thinking, I ain't taking no ish today? Because y'all had previously had a whole moment at your closing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was like, it was disrespectful. Like it was a lot. It was a whole bunch of, what are we talking about? It, yeah, like not tonight, not tonight. And the moment that made me snap, there were a few things that led up to it that legally couldn't even be shown. So you know what I'm talking about. The stuff that I'm not legally allowed to speak about was being spewed at me, so I couldn't respond. So, which is what a lot of people do in this circle on this show. They talk about things they know I can't respond to. And then you get the heightened version of me on camera. So, yeah, Coach your mouth, Richie.
You know what surprises me about that is because the whole point of your discussion is that you were not being a good friend. So it seems as though when we watch the playback that it it may here's the thing, without that bit of information that you just shared, it just makes it look like you just kind of like had snapped in that moment.
Well, I
Like
add
you had
another
had
layer
an
to that was actually made television was the moment when it was said that I set up the moment for Marcel to ambush another woman. And I am a big proponent for DV survivors. I have a nonprofit. I do work with the community on that. So it's like, why would you lean into that perception when you know what I stand for? So that's what really just blew a gasket because it's like, that's not true. You know that I didn't set anything up. I didn't call anybody. I didn't even know the man was coming myself. And it was like literally, I went off after that scene and she was present. So it was like, why are you playing TV now? Now you heard me say that in the background. You playing TV and I'm not with it. So that's when I kind of, popped off.
Was it the playing TV that we saw when you were kind of walking out of the scene? Because there was a
Correct.
moment to me as I saw you walking out, it looked like you weren't just speaking to her, but you were speaking to the room.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Okay, okay. I thought I was reading that correctly. I was like, I don't think she's just talking to her.
That's
Um,
very accurate.
the part about her more so not defending her, had you come to that conclusion before that moment? Or had you been feeling like this had been bubbling? Like, I guess it's a two-part question. As the issues between you and Tisha were escalating throughout the season, did you feel like you were being maybe targeted for unjust reasons and like maybe she was frustrated elsewhere? Or did it occur to you kind of in that moment, like, you know what? I'm
It
gonna defend you more than he does. So why are you coming to me?
I think it occurred to me when she yelled it at the open house. It was like, I need you to defend me in rooms that I'm not in or something of the sort. But she was just like, you could see it on her face. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, are you serious right now? And in that moment, I think I said some things as she was leaving out of the door about being miserable. And that's when I think it just started to come up like, this is not making any sense. Like, what's the real issue? And I think I came to that conclusion in that moment.
Were you also aware that she took the bottle with her?
Petty. It was my favorite wine too. Um At least she brought my favorite wine. I did not. I don't think. I was so mad at that point. I don't even know. I was just like, not even really mad, but I was just like so at a level. Like I wasn't really paying attention to it until I saw it. And I was like, girl, what? Yeah. But that was a real open house. Like I had to get to work. So yeah.
Yeah, that just I don't know why that stood out to me in that moment. I was like, "Dang, she took her bottle." Like, she must have been real mad. That was
Or
that was
thirsty.
ooh. That was a really guttural argument that y'all had in that moment. I mean, those were 2 actually different, like, obviously, levels. One, you guys were by yourself. Which was worse for you?
I don't know. Like oh no, no, no. It was definitely the second one because I was out of my body at a certain point. Yeah. I was visibly out of my body. You could see it. When I look like that, when I look back in moments that can be seen back on the show, I'm like, oh yeah, you could just see it in my eyes. I was gone.
You know, it's funny, the moment that kinda comes back to me, I have it on as a GIF that I sometimes play on my channel, is you and Stormy going back at each other. And back when y'all kind of first, like, met and were encountering each other on the
Mhm.
show. So it's fun to see you guys become so
That's my
close
dog.
now, but to see those early days, it was good TV. I ain't gonna even lie. It was good TV. Um,
And it's good in the way that it's supposed to be, where we get to a place of, okay, girl, that was then, it's now,
resolve.
like, yeah, a good place to resolve for sure.
Well, I never got the sense that the two of you were trying to annihilate each other as much as maybe you were in the moment, heat of the moment, not understanding each other and just coming from two totally different places. Um, Nell, were you at all upset with Nell? I was upset with Nell when you were outside and she's eating her chicken. Um, what was your thought in your head? Because I'm like, if I make a dramatic exit and you my ride and you tell me you gonna get
I
me
feel a
off,
dramatic exits. This seems to be a running thing around here. I always seem to try to leave, and something production brings me back.
well, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I was gonna text you and say, let's go over how to do this. Like,
Listen, well, you're gonna be mad at me again because I did it again.
oh my God.
And when you see it, just text me and be like, "Now, Destiny, I'm leaving a purse. I drive off with a sound pack on. Something happens."
Girl, you have just
Yeah.
it's got to be a clean
I'm
getaway.
telling you, I leave my body. When I leave my body, I don't be remembering. But I'm gonna start thinking whenever I exit, I'm gonna think Richie. Okay, all
Oh,
right, I got my purse.
listen, just
Do I got
whenever.
my take the sound pack?
Yes, you got to be real thorough, all right? You gotta leave that scene like you never returning. Even though you're gonna return to work the next day, they not gonna see you no more for 24 hours. Okay? Boom.
Note taken.
All
I
right,
pray
all
it
right.
doesn't happen again.
Cause I said, if she done left
After
the
you see
purse at
this
the
next
table.
time. I got one more. I give one more. That's 3 times the charm. Don't look at like that.
Okay, after
Okay.
today.
All right.
After today.
After today, you've been forewarned.
All right, all right. I mean, even if you need to clear the table, okay? You ain't gotta waste nothing on nobody.
Oh,
That's
baby, I
the
almost
safest
slipped.
thing to do.
I'm talking too much. Let me be quiet.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. My
I'm
bad.
talking too much. I'm talking too much. I'm talking too much.
Um, okay, I want to talk about something interesting. Your reunion look. How did you determine that for this year?
My stylist and I, Ryan Christopher, work together. I have a particular person that I just love to use. Actually made my wedding dress, did like 2 of my other reunion looks. And I just love them and we work well together. And I saw it and I sent it to him and he rejudged it and made it long and did all these things. And that's what we came up with.
And the hair. How did you? Because I think I said in an interview. Now I ain't saying you listen to me because I ain't. But I said one time I said I think she's gonna look good as a ginger.
Really?
I said it. I don't remember when it was, but I said I think that's the color for her. And so when
That's
I
so crazy
saw it,
because that is so I didn't see it, but that's so crazy because I have only dyed my hair one time and I have a picture and it's funny because it's a picture of me and Martell from like 20 some years ago. And my hair, I had the top of it ginger, like just the top because I had like a bob and it was in my cousin's wedding. That's the only color I've ever dyed my hair, ever. And it was just a little, patch. But I've always loved ginger. And I have so many pictures of ginger hairstyles in my phone. And I was just like, I want to do ginger. I want to do ginger. I want to be a redhead. And I was like, I just feel like that's my color. Same
it
thing you said.
yeah, it just worked for you. Going into the reunion, because I know that you guys have a lot of like the way you film is to me very it's odd. Okay, it's odd to me. only because I think there's a
Me too.
pattern that I was used to, and then it kind of switched at some point, and so it's kind of hard for me as a viewer sometimes to manage.
The
Okay,
breaks.
what's the breaks, and then what's all happened in this particular season, and so I kind of would I complain about it all the time. I'm very vocal about it. It is what it is, but it's no harm, but it's just my preference. Um, Going into this reunion, there is something that you said about Latisha, that she said to you that either she fight with you or she divorced Marceau.
Mhm.
When she said that, because I speculated about how she said it, what was the what can you describe the context?
Um, whew. Yes. It was Jalen's birthday at Kimmy and Reese's house. And I walked in and she was just talking smack. And I was like, we still beefing? We still beefing? Like, what we doing? It was one of those moments. And it was before like the Taco Tuesday and or Taco Tuesday and all that stuff. And she said it in that moment. Like we were all partying, like, having a good time. And so maybe she had that bottle. I don't know. But she don't remember. It was said.
Did anybody else hear, or was it just kind of like between the two of y'all,
I mean, we weren't whispering. Like we were just standing around
just
the
standing
island.
around the group?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay,
But it was a lot of people there. It wasn't just a group. It was a whole bunch of people there.
okay, okay. Um, what do you think it would take for you two to get back to, or is it possible for you guys to get back to a place of like, like, I mean, where you guys were before? Is that possible?
And to be fair, in that moment, just to give grace to someone that I do still care about, like it was a playful statement when she
Yeah,
said it, but to me, it became real because it became real. Like
got it.
the direction of you know Venom was at me all season, and it's like, is this really what you're doing? And then we get to the end of the season, and then here you are. It's interesting having these conversations of your relationship at the end of the season. So, yeah, yeah. Anyway, I digress. I feel like if people can be, no, I hate that word, transparent. I don't want to hear that again. If people can be, their expectations can be realistic, and I don't think we'll ever get back to the same place because it's just, I mean, reality in any disagreements when they go too far, you don't ever get back to the same place. That's just not realistic. I got friends of 30 some years that we've had our banter. We're still family. We're still friends. We still, ride for each other and all of that. But you just kind of always have that like, can I give you my open heart again? Can I fully trust again?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for me, I do root for that, for you guys to kind of like, and I also surmise that the way that you described that she said it, I kind of surmised that was how it was said too. And then
Yeah, because I've seen comments like, "Why would she reveal that if she said that in confidence?" It wasn't like, "Oh God, girl, I gotta fight with you, or I'm gonna have to divorce my husband." It wasn't that. It wasn't that. Like,
why you
like
have
stop.
to say it like that?
Because people like made it so weighted. Like it was like, was it that bad that I said that? It was the truth. Like people don't ever like when I say the truth. It's like Destiny just lies. No, I've never been a liar. I've never been a liar. But I'm not going to ever say I didn't lie. Because if you pull me over and they say if I hit a pole, a tree, and an animal, were you speeding? No, I wasn't, officer, and I probably would have been speeding. But those are incidents where I would probably not tell the truth. But if I'm talking about conversation, I would tell what happened. I'm going to tell what happened. People don't like my delivery. They don't like what I'm talking about. They don't like how I say it. Some of the words that I use, hey, I'm a human, but I'm never going to sit up here and just volunteer, lies. Never. Now, if I was going for a role now, Richie, because we thespians. We thespians. So if they said 25 to 35, can you pass? I would be like, I'm 25.
I'm not mad
25.
at it. Okay, I'm not mad at it. I got a question though. Since you brought this up, Why
Oh
in
Lord.
the world do you think Maurice would continue to tell this story in the way he tells it and not expect a laugh track? Oh, because people like you cannot say this without us thinking you crazy a little bit.
Listen, it's like if somebody said, this man took a puppy and he kicked it across the street and they did the motion like look at Weatherman. It's hilarious when you see it, but if you hear it, it's like, what? What? Yeah, so I don't know because when I heard it, I tried. I tried. I couldn't hold it because he was so serious, so dead serious.
What do you make of what do you make of Kimmi? What I noticed was it was very interesting that Kimmi seemed to have brought up that conversation, but she found her way out of it a little bit as
Biting her
it got
jaw.
heated.
That ain't funny. No, it ain't. I'm like, girl. Y'all, I ain't laughing. Like, girl, just let it out. You know that shit was funny. The circumstances are not funny. We're happy that
They're
Reese is
not, right?
okay. But that story is
It
hilarious.
it's the story of it all. Like, I didn't know that he had been
And the conviction. I could
Yeah.
cuss.
Well, I mean, he said
The
it. That's why he
conviction.
said it.
The conviction behind it, it was just like, bruh. And we were on vacation, so I was having my martinis, so it was even worse.
Oh my god. Can we talk about the moment that you yoked up Martell? I mean,
Uh-huh.
that was in response to him kinda cursing at Miss Nell, was that correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
Did you guys ever have a follow do you have a follow-up with him about that? Because sometimes the way he talks to her is a little crazy to me. A lot crazy.
We've had a lot of follow-ups. But yes, for sure. And even in that moment and they cut it out, he even turned to me, it was like, "You shut up too." And I said, "Excuse me?" Me? And he was like, "All right, I'm sorry. Okay." And then he calmed down. And so it was like, just can, what we doing?
He
But him and Nell, they fight like brothers and sisters. I know there's an age gap, but they literally fight like brothers and sisters. Like they cuss well, he don't really cuss at her, but they go at it. Like for real, for real.
so there's kind of a
She calls him
blurred
her Sour Patch Kid. So yeah.
there's a little bit of a blurred line there, right? Because I think there's probably a feisty relationship
Mm-hmm. And
and
people don't know that.
we don't know that, right?
Correct.
Because then we see her in this confessional and she's like, "Well, I wish you would say something, Chris." And I'm like, "Well, all we know to think at that point is, I don't know, he
Chris
just
is
hurt."
what people Chris is like, I'm used to it.
Got it.
I'm used to it. We're gonna fight with him for yeah, he'll calm down, you'll calm down, we'll be fine.
Got it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I
I just didn't
still be
like
like,
that he I think it was the cursing that he was like, I'm like, who you talking to?
yeah, I mean,
Be respectful.
I'm not mad at you. I mean, you looked it like it was a ponytail, man. You did.
Oh, my life coach got in my tail about that. Do that.
It was called. I ain't no lie. It was called for in that moment. He needed to be pulled back in, and I think I don't really know. Like, I mean, him on the show is all I can really kind of go by, really. But it seems as though he can do a 0 to 100 real quick, and sometimes he might need a good yank back. But do you feel like you are the responsible like, do you have to be responsible for the yanking of him back into reality? Because you just said it earlier, you guys have known each other for what, 20
Who?
you
Me
and
tell?
Martell,
30
yeah,
years.
30 years. So,
20 years was the wedding. Our cousins got married.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like as the cast member who is there, who has known him the longest, I would say at this point, do you feel like "I gotta do this. I gotta, either
I
speak
don't
for
think I
him."
feel like I gotta do it, but I think in a moment I just do. Like it would be no different. And I have that. It's a bad habit with any woman. Like I do it.
Okay.
I just do it. Like even with Tisha, when I said I had to put my if it would have been anybody else, I have to break that habit. It's a bad habit. Yeah.
Is do you feel like that's a bad habit? I don't feel like it's a bad. I
To
don't know
to
that I
like
feel like it's a,
to like
well, if you're gonna
defend
put
a
yourself,
woman against a man, yeah,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
bad
I
habit.
mean, it's a bad habit. Okay,
It's a
not.
bad habit.
But I'm thinking about your intent, right?
Yeah, my intent is always that, but I grew up fighting boys, so
Yeah,
I'm not intimidated in the moment.
yeah. We
I
don't
think
want you
about
to
it. Yeah.
put yourself in harm's way,
Yeah.
especially when she got a husband that's standing right there behind her.
Well, that happened twice.
Hmm. Um, what do you make of the relationship between Marceau and Tisha as of like the scenes that you see, like that last scene? Um, and I know you're not in their marriage, but as a friend who is watching, and then as a castmate, do you mentally have to dissociate when you see it, or are you in your kitchen watching it like, girl, what? Or no, he's correct. You're not listening to him. Like, how are you responding when you see it?
Um, when I do see it, because sometimes I don't, but I'm not like out of my body upset because I've seen it so much. It's
Got
the
it.
same thing over and over and over again. So I don't really have a real reaction. Then I have my underneath thoughts that I'm not supposed to say out loud. And it's a lot of those that I end up getting in trouble for later because I say it, when I done had a couple cocktails. Or just, hey, when the truth needs to be told. But yeah, I feel like we've seen it. We've seen it over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
How are things with your mom?
Um, she's been taking a lot of vacations lately, going to jail. I don't know, more than normal. Yeah, so I haven't really spoken to her directly, but I've spoken to my grandmother and all my aunts. They keep me abreast of what she has going on. And yeah, I have a lot, not to say that she's not pressing, but now that I'm a big sister, I feel like I have taken on, I'm a mama, for a lot of her souls that she created. And yeah, so she's still doing her. She's healthier, which it's crazy because, in there you can't get what you need. So weight is picks up. And yeah.
How did your family respond to being on television?
Oh yeah, they supposed to been on tell it. Would let them tell it. What was y'all waiting on? What y'all waiting on? Bring the cameras. Bring them back.
Were you nervous about that?
Hell yeah. What? Sweating bullets, crying, snot crying, all the things. Yeah, because listen, what y'all saw of Rhonda Joe, light work, real light work. She was on her best behavior.
You know what's funny though? I did feel like from what I could see, I mean, the people like the viewers seem to like really take to seeing that aspect of you and your family. Cause I think that there was something that we could all identify with. I feel like we all have a relative who has been in a similar situation. But
Yeah.
for you, it's your mom. So I think it just hit a little bit deeper because do you feel that it enlightened any of your cast members or that it clearly didn't lighten your load with, Latisha, but like,
Seemed like it got worse with
mm,
everybody.
never mind. Oops.
Yeah. Stay tuned to the reunion because I think that question was asked.
Oh, okay. Okay. What did you make of did you feel like Miss Nell came in like to the reunion? Speaking of the reunion, and I meant to ask about this earlier. Do you think she came in like, you know what? I always feel like Nell is operating on her last nerve. Okay. I do. I always feel like Miss Nell is
That is kind
dangling
of an
by
accurate
she
description.
she is dangling by her pinky fingernail. Okay. That's how I feel. and the right moment is just gonna make her explode. Does Kimmy just rub her the wrong way, or is do you
I
think
think
she's
it's vice
still
versa.
ooh, 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 that's a deep thought.
Mm.
I hadn't why? Miss Nell is fun to me. She's
The
fun to
girls are
watch.
fighting. The girls are fighting.
'Cause they were I mean, I thought it was gonna get bad between you and Latisha, but I felt like it between them 2, it was actually worse.
Oh, baby, it was. I have never heard Kimberly D. Scott curse from her soul,
It
and
was
she volunteered that to
yes,
Miss Nell
it was
from
from
her soul.
deep in the
I was
gut.
like, oh, not the elders are fighting. What is going on? Yeah, I was thinking that.
Do you this is a trick question, I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway, but, do you think it gets any better?
Baby, no. Mm, mm. No, I would pray that it would. I
Oh,
pray that it would.
that's a very good PR answer, I appreciate it. Um, lastly, I wanna talk a little bit of business.
I
How
do want to
are
say something, and not to make it somber, but you talked about my biological mom. I
yeah.
wanted to acknowledge that my mother, who raised me, my godmother, she went home to glory a few months ago, and I just wanted the world to know that the missing piece of motherhood was definitely filled by her. So I just wanted to say that.
Oh my
Mama
god, I'm so
Pauline is,
sorry.
yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You already know, I know that feeling that space in your life is not there no more. Um,
It's crazy because I was like going through the things of getting things prepared and the funeral and all that. And it didn't hit me until my birthday
mm,
because she always calls me and sings to me like I'm still that 6-year-old little girl that came home to her. And it's yeah, it was tough. But I'm grateful that I got a chance to um do life with her as my gift from God, my bonus mom. So yeah.
yeah, and I'm so glad that we got to see your family in that way this season. And they didn't just I mean, I gotta say this, they didn't just show it wasn't just an episode. I mean, it was like a small arc in your
Mm,
story that we finally got to see, and I felt like it for the viewer, maybe not your cast members, but it was kind of like some missing links. I feel like were filled for you as a
mhm.
personality on the show, and I also feel like it opened you up a bit for more stories to be told. So I appreciated that, and I'm sorry. I know it's
No,
difficult.
I appreciate that. I'm happy that the world got a chance to see her and meet her and know who she was to me, who she is to me.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she as much as I try to remember this myself, she's still here.
Yeah,
She is
for
still
sure.
here, you know?
For sure.
Um, I did wanna ask about business, real
Mhm.
estate. I saw you featured in was Realtor? Was that
.com.
yeah, I saw that
Mhm.
just a few hours ago. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Business is booming in real estate. Do you find that you are enjoying real estate in Huntsville, and are you looking to expand?
I'm enjoying real estate in Huntsville. Definitely looking to expand back to my roots, which is Atlanta and Tennessee was when I was doing a lot of real estate as well. So yeah, I'm definitely open to signing checks everywhere, finding homes everywhere. And then there's
Okay.
some other layers to the real estate industry that I'm adding that y'all will see this upcoming season as well. And Madani's still here. I still have my
I was
candle.
about to
Still
ask
have my
about
body
that.
mist. But Donnie ain't going nowhere. As much as y'all want her, she gonna re until she re and until I want to. Okay.
Well, I wanna can we talk about that for just 1 second? Like, as a business
Sure.
owner who is in the e-commerce space, what have been the lessons that you've learned this go around? Because I feel like something has been a little bit different about this iteration. Um, what has that been for you?
My focus was in two places at one time. It was brick and mortar and e-commerce, and a lot of people didn't even know about the e-commerce because I was engulfed in the brick and mortar so much. And then when I came into the e-commerce space, it was just finding my footing, finding out what worked for me, and then putting people in place to help instead of trying to do everything myself. That's another thing. Like I think I'm an octopus. Like I can do all these things at one time, and I have to start compartmentalizing. And I think this break that we had from the show, not even think I know, gave me the time to be able to. Hey, this month I'm just going to work on all e-commerce stuff. This month I'm going to actually go and film my movie, and this month I'm going to be in Atlanta. I'm going to record my music. So I was able to really compartmentalize all the things that I love to do without feeling like I'm trying to give a piece of me to each part, which was just not. You don't get anything done that way.
I know that firsthand. I definitely know. Um, is there a particular product that the audience cannot live without any longer? And what is it, and how can they get it?
MadonnaBeauty.com, the candles, they smell amazing. I literally had them lit at my dad's house recently, and some people came in production wise, and they were like, "Oh my god, what is that smell?" The candles, Martell gets cases of them. So yeah, the candles are amazing. They're a great product. They're wood wick burning. The body mist, I mean, you could smell like Kimmy. I thank her for the non-commercial commercial. She was like, I walked down a hall and somebody is like, "Oh, I smell Kimmy." Or, she said she left her scent in the beauty supply. I mean, not the beauty supply, but in the beauty shop in the chair. And people were like, "What's that smell?" So Rich Girls is amazing. Sugar Walls is is now Sweet Girl. I changed it
Okay.
because
Okay.
I didn't want any little girls that had it on their countertop, and their mom like, "What?" So
Wait, I just thought about that.
yes, okay, you with me, you with me,
I
you with
would
me.
go
Okay.
with you.
So that's a sweeter smell for those. The Rich Girls is like more of a baccarat type of smell, and you have those three products that are now there. My body butter formulating will be coming soon, and you get a chance you'll get some music this year. You get my movie this year. Yeah, this year. Yeah, this year, 2026 and 2027. So yeah.
Okay, please send me the music first. I won't share, but I always
Okay.
like I always
Yeah,
like
I've
to
been working
support.
with Q Parker for 112.
Okay,
And I'm talking to a couple other people in Atlanta, and I'll say that for the show. I'll say that
okay,
for the show.
okay, okay.
But
Well,
yeah, we're working on some great things.
I am I think gonna start DJing again, so
Ooh,
you're gonna keep me in the loop.
you gonna have me in
I mean,
rotation? I'll send it to you. I'll send you the things that I have like 8 songs, but
okay,
I'll send you the three that I feel like are ready.
okay. And listen, I don't. You already know I don't give away nothing. So until you say put it out, I won't do that.
Okay. All right.
Um, Destiny, thank you so much for taking out some time today. I really, really appreciate it. I know you got a lot
Thank you for
going
having me,
on.
Richie. Yeah.
Um, y'all, we back with another episode of Chasing Destiny. Uh,
I love it.
Coming 2027, y'all. Destiny, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at the Destiny Payton on all social media platforms: IG, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. You'll see me back on TikTok as well. So yeah, you can find me there.
All right, y'all. Sky Squad, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode. And we appreciate you. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe, and let us know your comments and the thoughts down below. And all of her links will be in the description of each of these videos. All right. Bye, y'all.
Peace.